Now, I'm digging the shoes with a lot of these guys, and Mookie Betts. Here is Mookie's.
Fenway Park, got the scoreboard on one side. Can't really. Oh, is that him hitting? That's the side of his face hitting on the side of his shoe. I like that.
Now that's original. I mean, I always love Mookie's shoes, no matter what he's wearing. It's always fascinating and great stuff. But this might take the cake here.
Yeah, these guys had to do a lot of research and really plan ahead so that the manufacturers could make their shoes for them for this weekend.
Simpsons?
Yeah. Bart Simpson. There you go, Flash.
Those are all you, Kenny.
Yeah, well, you know what? You wear those, they will see you coming. I think the blue laces are what really set those off.
You know what I'm thinking now? We're going to get the controversy, right? The old traditional baseball fan probably won't like this weekend.
Yeah, well, to me, my thought, a lot of it is creativity of the players for sure. They have some fun, but I think it's also sales are involved here.
I have to imagine too, trying to kind of reconnect with the younger fan, right? Making it a little more cool for the weekend.
Well, you can't help but notice the fact that Dellin Betances is wearing bright yellow cleats. There's a story behind it, Kenny. It actually represents the colors of the first uniform he wore playing baseball growing up. So he wanted to pay homage to that team back in the day, remembering where he came from and the first time he put on a uni.
All right.
Astros with their bright orange.
Barely notice it.
Players weekend, guys wearing nicknames, and the orange this year even a little brighter than last year, even though it's a little hazy right now through the fireworks.
Yeah, it is spectacular in person.
Not only can the players wear their nicknames or their favorite sayings on the back of their jersey, they can also go a little stylish with the shoes and the bat as well. I am Groot.
Guardians of the Galaxy reference. They can also, the shoes, the bats, that patch on their sleeve, who they're playing for.
Today back off the DL in honor of his brother-in-law. Passed away a couple weeks ago. Aaron Cox. He'll hit one out to left field. This one chasing Marvin Gonzalez back. Gets turned around near the wall. Gets turned around again. Goes off the wall. Trout on his way to second. He's going to keep on trucking to third. Welcome back to Mike Trout. A two-out triple.
That type of swing gives you goosebumps when you think about what Trout was able to do with that first swing. So amazing. And just to watch him run around the bases also. Tried to come in on a cutter, brought his hands in, barreled up on that baseball. See, going back on that Gonzalez off the wall. Backed up very well by Kemp as he's trying to track that one down, but it gets off the wall. And with Trout's speed, it was a good idea. Wise decision for Kemp to back up. Otherwise, Trout's got an inside the park home run.
Rich Hill tonight, Dick Mountain. Yes, that is his Players Weekend nickname. Dick, of course, a commonplace nickname for Richard. Mountain, a synonym for his last name. I guess they've been calling him that since his days in Boston. Going by El Ministro this weekend. Got the nickname El Ministro de la Defensa during the World Baseball Classic a couple years ago, or last year, I guess, playing with the Dominican Republic. Put on a show defensively.
It was really cool, guys, over here in left center field. About 90% of the folks sitting over here in the left field pavilion, when Kike Hernandez was out here in the top of the first inning, sang him happy birthday. Kike acknowledged the fact that they knew it was his birthday. He's 27 today. Turned around and thanked the fans. This is what Players Weekend is all about. This is what baseball is all about. Making sure the fans know that we appreciate the fact that they're here.
We're somewhat private, but normal, obviously, and but to be able to have like family stuff incorporated with Players Weekend.
The horse, everybody knows, has a player, has a athlete. It's like the man, like the good one, and the Olaya means the name of the neighborhood that I grew up.
So it's a charity I work with in Nashville, the West Nashville Dream Center. They are tremendous. They help a lot of people within the community that they basically just give them all the different resources they can to be successful and like kind of create a community.
Never one ever calls me Luke Skywalker. Just kind of went hand in hand. But my whole life I got Luke, I am your father. That'd have been a little awkward to put on the back of your jersey, so it's kind of where it was at.
We know from being around Frankie the last couple of years, he's into fashion and he likes making a statement. The bat, it's a Puerto Rican bat, as you can see his bat, but his shoes, He wants to make a little bit of an impact. He knows this is a fun weekend, but he says for the cleats, I personally always want to impact people by putting messages when I can. So this year he went with hashtags on it. It's an impactful cleat, and I'm looking forward to letting the world know that I am with them. Some of the hashtags on there are like no bullying. He also had a shout out to Parkland, the high school that had the shooting earlier this year. He just said this is his way of letting people know that he's caring and thinking about other issues that are going on around America.
Even though he's wearing the opposing team's uniform, he still has his fan club here today. And now he's on for a third time. So I don't know if they're Royals fans or Indians fans or White Sox fans or Yankees fans, but they are Milkmen fans.
It's great they're here.
I think he was just waving at him.
Love seeing the right sleeve of Jesse Biddle. You see who he has on his thank you patch on his right arm. Look closely. I believe that says Roy Halladay.
Hey, Chip, his patch does say Roy Halladay. He worked with him in his first big league camp. Roy had just retired from the Phillies, and they wanted him to work with him, with Jesse, and he had just had a first rough season in AA, and he said it was his first time dealing with some failures as a professional. So he said Roy really helps him with the mental aspect of how to cope with stuff like that and to take everything one step at a time. And he said the best piece of advice that he gave him was put your left foot in front of your right foot and your right foot in front of your left foot and keep going. And he said he was one of his favorite players growing up, being from Philadelphia.
Because it led to an error, and it helped the A's get their first run. Look at those spikes. A little bit of everything going on there.
In this Players Weekend where they're showing the shoes.
Kapow.
Jedi fighter on the back of his jersey. When your first name is Chad, that's an easy nickname to adopt, I guess.
Good evening from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthiaume, Bob Brenly along the way. Players Weekend once again, unique jerseys. Players with their nicknames on the back, patches on the sleeves, dedicated to family and friends. Bob, the second year now of Players Weekend. This was a big hit last year.
And I think the players learned a lot last year. Some of the nicknames, some of the shoes this year may be a little different than we're used to seeing. The guys really get into the spirit of Players Weekend this season, and should be a lot of fun.
And a nice touch by MLB to put those patches on the sleeves there where the players can write it in dedication to a friend or a family member, a coach along the way who helped them.
Because it is MLB Players Weekend and they have selected nicknames for their jerseys, we wanted to go through some of our favorites, and one of mine is Tyler Glasnow's. It says Mini Horse, and that's because I guess when he was earlier in his baseball career, very scrawny but still 6'8", and people said that he was awkward like a mini horse. And what's interesting to me, Statsy and Brewhead, are that some guys go with nicknames that have to do with their actual name. Others go for phrases, and guys like him or CJ Crone, who went with Big Fella, go with descriptions of their body types. Those nicknames on the back of their jerseys. Here are some of them. There you see Beaker with Jalen Beek, Samana with Diego Castillo, Zilla, Blake Snell, the M Effect, Malik Smith, Yarbitron, who's starting today for Ryan Yarbrough. Here are some explanations as to why these guys chose what they chose.
A lot of people call me in the stand, like Dominican, and a lot of Latin fans call me El Final. So, you know, this is really popular, and I'm continuing to use it. So, it's nice.
I think it was the first week of the season. MLB Network had the projected lineup for the Tampa Bay Rays, and I was listed as Joey Mendel. So it kind of took off, and everybody started calling me Mendel, and I figured I'd just own it. And
it's just what my buddies back home call me. I have no clue where it came from or how it came about, but that's just what they call me.
It's just kind of what I go by. Like, I mean, most people kind of call me that. I kind of had some options, though. I talked to Yarbrough about it. Like, we thought it'd be funny if I went with the opener and he went with the bulk guy. So we were going to do a play on our roles this year. And then Sergio actually wanted me to go by long hair Stanny Pants, because that's what he's been calling me for the past, I don't know, couple months. So kind of had some options, but figured I'd just kind of keep it simple.
And big fella and bigger feller. We're doing some flexing earlier today, just before the start of today's ball game. They're going to hug it out. Then Tommy Hunter decided, you know what, we're just getting a little too close here.
If you watch the Little League Classic on Sunday night, you got a sneak peek at the Phillies and the Mets uniforms, but just the socks and the jerseys. Now it's the whole gamut. They can wear, you know, the shields and the different padding that has the neon colors. They can also use special bats on this weekend, and each of them also have patches on their sleeves thanking somebody that helped them along the way to get to the big leagues. That's what each of the players and the coaches are doing. And, you know, some of the guys I mentioned are very excited about it. In fact, Tommy Hunter, whose nickname in this game is Bigger Fella, tweeted this out. He said he's excited to see the shoes and the bats and all the flair among Players Weekend. And the guy that they're just calling Big Fella, that's just Rhys Hoskins, he is also talking about how excited he is. And he said the uniforms the Phils are wearing are on fire. So the guys are excited about it. Gives them a chance to show a little bit of their personality. Some of the bats that the players are using are very cool. A lot of them representing their country of origin. We've got the Dominican Republic and Venezuela and, of course, the USA, all represented in some of the lumber being used in this game as well.
Interesting, Dan, about Bryce's cleats. A lot of kids have helped him out.
That's right, Bob. Planning ahead for Players Weekend, Bryce Harper gave a plain bat and plain white cleats to the kids in his Harper's Heroes program, made up of D.C. area kids affected by childhood cancers. He partners with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. They styled them up over 2 different sessions at Nats Park. And one very cool message one kid wrote on Bryce's bat: never let the fear of striking out get in your way. And then, guys, on Bryce's batting gloves, just noticed this today during the game, it looks like he has the names of a number of people who are battling or have battled cancer, including Nats owner Mark Lerner. Steve Garvey's name also on there as well. So Bryce letting kids who are battling childhood cancers style up his cleats and his bat, and he put some special names of people battling some illness on his batting gloves as well.
Wow. Hey, Twins fans, Players Weekend's coming up. Nickname on the back of my jersey is going to be Gibby. That's what most of you even know me by. I've actually had teammates not even know my first name because I only get called Gibby. So you'll see Gibby on the back of my jersey. Enjoy Players Weekend.
My nickname is Edicito, but my grandmother called me Edicito all the time. I put in this for my grandmother.
My nickname is Garv Sauce, and I'm not really sure why. I think somebody gave it to me a few years ago, but that's on the back of my jersey.
My nickname for Players Weekend is Odo because my last name is Odorizzi and it's short for Odo.
My nickname for the week is Little Guardado because they think I look Eddie Guardado.
Bogaton, that's my nickname. The problem they call me Bogaton is in Dominican. My first time when I started playing baseball, when I'm a little kid, being grabbed in Dominican, my old coach and the little kid I found down there, they call me, oh, Big Mouth, Bogaton. And they say, why you call me like that? So that's funny because you did got a big mouth, the big lip. Big mouth.
My Players Weekend name is Rojitsky. It's my dad's last name, and I have both last names for my mom and my dad. It's hyphenated.
My nickname is La Máquina because the way I train it, I work every day, and that's why they call me La Máquina.
I chose Hildy this year. I was going to do the burger emoji, but I was told that we couldn't do emojis. And then Brad Boxberger came out with the box and the burger. So I'm a little jealous, but maybe next year I can be a little more creative.
Hi, my name is Erwin Santana, and my nickname is Magic.
My player's nickname this year is Logie Bear, same as last year. The name came about from my wife. Her friends back in the day just kind of became a name for me in college, and the name only stuck because they had mentioned it in front of some of my teammates.
The nickname I chose on the back of my jersey is Goose. We just recently got to meet our new son Maverick, and I just thought it'd be really cool to have a wingman for the rest of my life.
My name's Bobby Wilson, and my nickname is B-Dub. I think you guys can probably figure that one out.
For Players Weekend, my name is Lurch because look at me.
I do a robot impersonation all the time in the clubhouse. I'll just be walking around and be like, and do my impersonation. So everybody kind of realizes that's something that I do every day. Some people call me the robot. But of course, the Ostrich is a classic nickname. I've had it since college. So I was kind of torn. Should I go Robot or Ostrich? And then I just figured, you know what? I would like to really show my robotic side on the field this year.
You know, we don't get to show up to the field early. Kind of show up, get ready for the game, and have it on Players Weekend too, just to, you know, bring you back to as a kid. You know, you're wearing fun jerseys and got your nickname on the back. It's just bringing you back to when you were a little kid and having fun for the game and just playing, you know, carefree. So it's going to be fun.
Man, we have so much going on here from a fashion standpoint tonight.
We got, Todd Father's his nickname, but he's got the Godfather on his cleats. That is
Marlon
awesome.
Brando in the box.
Those are my favorite cleats in the history of the game right there. I mean, hands down winner. You get Don Coleone on your cleats. Hey, it doesn't get better than that.
Can I get into the Michael Wacha nickname?
I would love to hear it. You're going to have to. You're going to have to go down there and find out because the cat is not here.
Well, Erica did have the report on Guacamole, which is correct. He does go by Guacamole. Now, this is one of the more unique names in that clubhouse. Base hit into right. Molina to second, and he'll stop there. Throw goes into third. So the first important detail is the pronunciation. So guacamole rhymes with guacamole as opposed to the arcade game where you take the hammer to the mole. His quote is, "I got called guacamole by Carlos Martinez when I first met him 5 years ago. It just kind of stuck." It's a good one, and it's known around the clubhouse now. Now there's still some confusion, though. The name shorted up to just Mole. That makes for some funny encounters. Carlos will just be like, "Hey, Mole," Wacha said, and people will look and be really confused, so they don't understand why he's calling him Mole. So you just have to explain that it comes from guacamole.
Players have been given the green light to accentuate as they see fit. Their bats, batting gloves, sleeves, elbow pads, whatever, shoes. And it's fun to see some of the personality come out this weekend. It was a big hit last year, and it'll be even better this year. It's a lot of fun, especially some of the backstories on the nicknames that we were talking about.
A lot going on here. The Brewers, Pirates, Major League Baseball players all wearing these special Players Weekend jerseys and uniforms, special jerseys and hats. They have their nicknames that they chose to put on the back. And you see Lorenzo Cain, Low Cain, very popular nickname for him around the clubhouse. And we'll be showing you all of these throughout the telecast here tonight. Some special colors.
There's the name, right? El de las Matas. And he is from the town of Las Matas, small town. And the reason he goes by that nickname, in most publications, most baseball outlets, they list his hometown in Venezuela as Guanare. I think that's maybe how you say it, Guanare. But it's not. He lives in Las Matas, which is a really tiny town nearby. And so he said, you know, with his nickname, he just takes a lot of pride, you know, and loves his hometown, as a lot of guys do. And he wanted to sort of let everybody know, oh, this is where I'm from. These are my people.
Oh, you got to lock in for this one.
Oh yeah, this is a dandy.
Bigfoot meeting Nighthawk. You would imagine with some daylight left, Bigfoot would have the advantage, but we may be wrong. Left center field, Matuk sends it out.
The Nighthawk got him.
Flew away, 3-1. Nighthawk versus Bigfoot. The epic battle. It was a scoreless game until Nighthawk spread his wings and declawed Bigfoot for the only run.
Nickname everybody's called me throughout high school and my minor league career and stuff. So yeah, I put it on the back of the jersey, and it's probably something some of the fans don't know about me. So it's cool for them to learn that.
I had to put it up on Twitter that I'm going with my video game tag, which is Kretsch. So it should be fun.
Beast in English.
The Beast, how did you get that name?
It was when I got signed by the Padres 2011. My teammates gave it to me.
Don't know why.
Bottom of the 7th inning, and here is another rookie, Edgar Santana. His nickname Biceps, and his buddies having some fun with him. Richard Rodriguez, Steven Brault, Ivan Nova.
Yeah, I thought they called him Biceps because he was skinny. I mean, he's got he's got some biceps.
Yeah.
Well, I can't tell you the smile that Teron Guerrero had when he showed me that jersey that he's wearing, El de Boca Chica. He said, I'm very proud to be wearing this in a major league game. He almost couldn't believe it, representing all of his friends, his family, his townspeople from that small island off the coast of Colombia. It's about a 25-minute ferry ride, he said, from Cartagena, and a place not many people get to. In fact, it was tricky for him, as we've talked about many times, to get to baseball practice and get back to where he grew up. So it's very neat for him to enjoy this Players Weekend in a unique way, representing his homeland.
Yeah, Craig, thanks. It is interesting. You know, some are just fun nicknames and some mean a little bit more. You know, there's certainly the names that are on the back or the thank you patches that are on the sleeve. But a terrific thing that Major League Baseball has done the last couple of years, allowing the players, albeit 3 days, but just to express themselves in a little bit of a different way.
But is Whitley a nickname if that's your name?
I don't know, but like always, listening to the Price Chopper live pregame show with Goldie, Price Chopper Royals Live, they were talking, they interviewed Whit, and Whit said that, you know, trying to mess with Hud. I said, look, that's messing with me. I've been able to sleep the last couple of nights, been mispronounced. I want Whit, we'll call you Whit. But he's Whitley tonight. Let's save that for his mom.
Well, of course, this is Players Weekend, so the players are wearing the nicknames on their jerseys. They will be doing that all weekend. Swaggy, the Crusher, who's down there at first base, and on their sleeves they'll be wearing thank you patches of people that they want to remember on a Players Weekend. All the nicknames on the back of the jerseys as we roll along here in this so-called Players Weekend. I thought every weekend was a Players Weekend, but apparently I was wrong. LeJante, you saw on Adam Jones's back out there, that's Nelson Cruz gave him that nickname, by the way, when Nelson was playing with the Orioles. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh.
You know,
silly Willy Willy, all stuff. You know that song?
Oh, I do.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You know what? When I saw the nickname on the back, I said, no way, it's because of Winnie the Pooh.
It is.
It is because of Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, it is. He is a childhood love, he said, of Winnie the Pooh.
See a lot more just personality, which I love. You know, coming out and the style that they'll wear, what they get to pick.